Hello, and welcome to the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Podcast. My name's Cecilia Becenti, and I am the podcast host and the program manager for the Tribal Entrepreneurship Enhancement program for the past 3 years. I just wanted to get on here to give you some updates regarding our program that many of you might be aware of if you've been keeping up with our program and our tribal liaisons. But I wanted to get onto the podcast to do an official episode just talking about some of the changes that have been occurring. So, for those of you who don't know, our program was funded by a 3-year grant from the Economic Development Administration, and we received that grant in 2022, and we just came up on our third and final year of that grant funding now in June. So we were looking for additional funding to be able to continue to fund our program, which includes my role and the role of the tribal liaisons, but we were unable to find additional funding at this time. So we did have to come up with a transition plan because this work is important to us and we wanted, to keep the work going in whatever way we can. So I'm on here to just kind of talk to you guys about those updates. So first of all, because of the grant funding coming to an end, we were only able to fund our tribal liaisons through the end of April 2025. So we held a UNM Rainforest Forum on April 24th, which showcased and celebrated our program, all the accomplishments that we've had and that we've made regarding discovery, entrepreneurial ecosystem building in tribal and Native American communities. And we also highlighted and showcased our discovery report, which includes data, information, anecdotes that we've been putting together for the past 3 years. So I will link that report as well as the recording of that event to in the description of this episode. That way you can check it out. It has a lot of really good information on there, and it was a really good event and way for us to reflect about the work we've been doing the past 3 years, and then also to celebrate our tribal liaisons who are truly amazing, and the program wouldn't have been possible without the work that they've done. So on that note, just an update on our tribal liaisons. Unfortunately, at the moment, they are no longer contracting with us just because we don't have the funds. We do, however, have one tribal liaison that's specifically working with the city of Santa Fe because we came up with an agreement with the city of Santa Fe. They really liked what we were doing, so they hired their own tribal liaison, contracted with us. And the hope is that this tribal liaison for the city of Santa Fe will eventually go on to become a full-time position at the city of Santa Fe Economic Development, if things go according to plan. So we do have that activity still going on, but our tribal liaisons, Maitega, Scott, Heather, Zach, and Joseph, whom you've heard from in previous episodes, are no longer contracting with us at this moment. We are still connected with them and in communications with them, but we no longer have the funding to pay for the work that they've been doing. On a good and positive note, however, our partners at West, who we also have an episode with, um, I talked to them about the transition, the funding, and they were able to hire 3 of our previous liaisons as contractors. So now Heather, Joseph, and Zach are all working with West, doing similar work that they were doing with us, a little bit more, I think, business consulting versus like just discovery, but still ecosystem building, promoting entrepreneurship and small business growth within their tribal communities and rural New Mexico. So they're able to continue to play a similar role that they played with us. It's just through West now. So I will link to their new contact information as well as to that episode with West in case you aren't familiar with the organization. But that was a really good way to show how like organizations can work together and strategize how to keep certain initiatives going. Um, it also kind of shows a sustainability aspect from the work that we've been doing the past 3 years. It's really awesome that West is now able to kind of take some of what we've done and carry it on and then make it their own. That was one of our goals. So we're happy about that. Um, Another update is we're still kind of in works and talking with creative startups and the Libraries as Launchpads program to potentially work with libraries and tribal communities to do entrepreneurial training and kind of work with librarians to become sort of that type of navigator and liaison for small businesses and entrepreneurs in their communities. So that's an ongoing discussion and a potential partnership that may result in like us being able to do additional work regarding tribal and Native American entrepreneurship. Um, and then, of course, we still are partnered with Hesperus, who we put on the annual Entrepreneur Boot Camp for Native American veterans. We are working with them to plan that for the week of September 8th, 2025, and we are currently recruiting applicants for that. So, any Native American veteran throughout the Southwest of the United States can apply and be considered to participate in that program. Um, it's 1 week online and then 1 week in person. Most of the expenses are covered by sponsors that Hesperus works with. So we do still have that initiative going on in support of Native American entrepreneurs. And so I just wanted to get on here to share those updates with you. My official title is no longer program manager for tribal entrepreneurship. I am now an economic development specialist, so I'm working more with general economic development projects related to the work that we do here at UNM Rainforest Innovations. Some of that still includes working with tribal and Native American entrepreneurs, of course, because ultimately our goal is to create a more accessible and integrated entrepreneurial ecosystem for everyone and all entrepreneurs, including Native American and tribal entrepreneurs. So we will continue to do the work, um, have conversations and continue to foster the relationships we've built over the past 3 years. We just unfortunately don't have the funding to support our tribal liaisons at the moment, but that might change. Things in the entrepreneurial ecosystem and in the rainforest are always dynamic, always changing, and we are hoping to find ways to continue to either support tribal liaison roles or brainstorm kind of how what we've learned and what we've done the past 3 years can evolve into next steps to continue to support tribal and Native entrepreneurship and business startups. So that's just my short and quick update that I wanted to come on here just to let everyone know about. I will still be doing the podcast. Over the past 3 years, I've been posting pretty much weekly. Now that my role is kind of shifting, we'll be doing one episode per month, so stay tuned for that. We do want to continue this and to continue to share stories of Native American and tribal entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, as well as resource providers. So, we're not going away. It'll just be a monthly episode instead of weekly. So please continue to stay tuned, subscribe, and let me know if you know of any opportunities or have any ideas of how UNM Rainforest Innovations might be able to continue to evolve our current and previous efforts relating to Native and tribal entrepreneurship. So, thank you so much for your time. And I am going to link a few articles as well that go a little bit more into depth about the transition plan and the update regarding our program. But thank you, and I will see you probably in a month for an upcoming episode. So, stay tuned.